Moving on, Israel's tentative unity government is still up in the air. In fact, negotiations have been stalled between the Prime Minister's Likud and the centrist Blue and White Party since before the Passover holiday. And now President Rivlin has denied Blue and White Chairman Benny Gantz's request for an extension. So unless the two sides can come together before tomorrow, when the mandate ends, a new Prime Minister-elect will have to be chosen. And joining us to discuss is columnist for Newsweek and editor of HistoryCentral.com, Marc Schulman. So Marc, in rejecting Gantz's request, Rivlin says the two sides were too far away from a deal. Do you think that there's any chance that they might pull something together before the mandate ends today or on Monday?
I think it's possible. Look, Rivlin sent a curve clearly. He didn't just say he's not extending it. He also said he's not giving it to Netanyahu. So what he effectively said was, I'm not giving it to Netanyahu maybe because he has all of these criminal indictments or because he doesn't think Netanyahu can get it. I'm going to give the whole back to Knesset, and if you don't come to an agreement by tomorrow night. Now, Likud has been the one that seems to have been backing away, and Netanyahu wanted to get hold of the mandate starting tomorrow, not only because he wanted the mandate to try to form a government, but that would also block any sort of legal maneuvers by Blue and White or the other parties in the Knesset. The moment that doesn't happen, the control of the Knesset remains in the hands of the Blue and White and the other opposition parties. So this is putting a great deal of pressure in my mind on Netanyahu to come to a deal by tomorrow night. That was what Rivlin is trying to do. Also, Netanyahu has always been worried about the fact that the Supreme Court might intervene and not allow him to get the mandate. This is a big open question. The Supreme Court basically, when the request was made beforehand to discuss it, basically said, this is something that can be decided judicially, but it's too early. It's not the opportune moment. If the mandate is actually given to Netanyahu, then that's when they would intervene possibly.
Right. Now, Blue and White officials claim that Prime Minister Netanyahu has decided to withdraw from any agreement to form a unity government. Is that true? And if so, why?
Okay. Anything is very clear with Netanyahu. He's a mad politician when it comes to making deals or not making deals. Now, his goal number one was to destroy the Blue and White Party. He did that by offering this bait of a unity government, an emergency need. Immediately we have to do it, emergency, emergency, emergency. And then from the moment Blue and White fell apart, he's suddenly been delaying. Supposedly, he's added new demands, which are the question of, once again, having a veto on how the judges are appointed. And also, possibly, they've also brought up the fact that he wants some sort of a rule passed that would allow overcoming the Supreme Court, or the Supreme Court objects to him becoming Prime Minister. And this is obviously something Blue and White can't do, because Blue and White, at least minimally for any self-respect, has to say that the one thing we're not going to do is pass a law that overrules the Supreme Court. So he's put new requests in. Netanyahu has been very good at doing this over the years. I mean, we can go back 4 elections ago. We thought we were going to have a unity government with Herzog and Netanyahu. And the last minute, he did the same sort of thing, put it off. And the last minute, he got Avigdor Lieberman to come in instead of Herzog. So there's no reason to think he wouldn't be following the same pattern. Look, there's an absurdity here. The country has never been in as much trouble as it is now. The request for an emergency government is very real. And yet, we can't reach an agreement because Netanyahu has been trying to avoid it, I think.
All right. Well, I would like to ask you what your prediction is, but unfortunately, we have run out of time. Maybe you can give us one sentence.
I'm out of predictions. Forget it this time. Fourth elections, fifth elections, sixth elections. We keep on going.
All right, Marc, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.